Many of you may have heard the trending perspective and belief set that I don't need anyone and I don't want to be in relationships. Relationships are too hard. A lot of women may feel like they aren't free in relationships. A lot of men may feel like they aren't free in relationships. And so there's this new governing that singularity or being single may be self healing, may be more rewarding or fulfilling in this lifestyle. So I wanted to come to you guys today to bring up an awareness, an idea of the concepts of vulnerability. And while self healing and being independent is a thing that I highly suggest and promote, I do feel like being too overtly singular, doing everything by yourself, can actually create holes in the heart chakra, holes and walls around the heart energy. It's about opening your heart to endless possibilities. Today I wrote, I'm very scared and fearful to be vulnerable because the idea of rejection is so crippling to me that it would be more important to me and to choose a path or survival technique of having walls up, of not being committed, of not wanting to relate to another partnership or have intimacy because of this deep-seated fear of rejection. And so from this personal awareness, I've developed the concept of heart work, a spinoff of shadow work. Because with shadow work, we dive deep into the triggers, the things that make us feel hurt, feel pain, right? But there's this step that I feel like can happen before shadow work. A lot of people practice this before they start diving into their shadows. But even after diving into their shadows, you've become so one with your own darker side that you almost don't need another. And this is where the idea and the concept of heart work comes from, because it is vulnerability itself that requires another person. The digital platform, social media, internet, cancel culture, all of these things promote a singularity, which, yes, it's important to be self-focused, self-healing, self-loving. But what happens when it's time to relate to another person? Have we manifested quarantine due to the fact that we can self heal in shadow work? Um, and if that's the case, are we in need of relating to other people? And if that's the case, how do we do it? How do you come back to those relationships? How do you come back to relating to others when you have journeyed into self so deeply? And so there is still a major gap, a major hole that needs to be filled. And this is pertaining to the heart. And this is where the idea of heart work comes from. So the question is shadow work enough? And the work, personal work that I want to do on this channel, how do you share self with another? How do you integrate your newest self that you have uncovered and shed through your shadow work? How do you integrate that with going back to the very people that cause you pain, going back to the very people that trigger you? So is shadow work enough? Let me know down in the comments below. A person who operates in singularity typically does this because they have discovered great empowerment in uncovering what they need to provide for self. So why is this singularity considered to be very extreme? How does it become very extreme? Is denying the very human need to socialize and relate to one another. Especially in the age that we're living in, socialization becomes more of a platform for people to expel their own personal perspectives in slightly a more preachy way. There are great benefits to this, and there are not so great benefits to this. The great benefit of it is that now we have the freedom to actually cast out and publish our own ideas, concepts, and philosophies, which where it used to be a monotheistic, mono perspective, philosophical type of world that we live in, we are moving more into this place where there are various different types of belief sets. We're moving more into a polytheistic mindset in which you can have various things that you adore, look up to, idolize, see as godly philosophies regarding religion that are beyond what is singular. And the fear of this interaction is a fear of rejection. The fact that somebody would reject your idea and philosophies, but it is this very rejection that we need as humans in order to progress forward as a collective, because we have to be challenged and criticized. The person who is not challenged or criticized starts to move in a very dictatorship where they don't have to be censored. They get to censor everyone else. Their only perspective is the only one that matters, and anyone who challenges them is seen as wrong or obsolete or easy to be deleted. So this whole concept of being singular and being independent and using the social media and internet to do so feeds two very great extremities: an extremity of freedom and an extremity of a new imprisonment. It is the very work of heart work, of opening the heart chakra, of being vulnerable, of being open to saying that you're fearful of something, that you're scared of rejection, that you have anxiety, that you have pain. The very act of sharing that you have weaknesses and flaws is a practice that allows you to open up in a way with other people that is not provided in shadow work.